Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to teamfortress.tv. We're very happy that you're here with us this evening as we're getting ready to bring you a fantastic match in this early stage of the ESEA-Invite season. It is season 21. And tell you what, let's talk about ourselves real quick, and then we can start to talk about what we'll be seeing here today. My name is Getawhale. I'm joined by a production guru, Mathsad, and as well, I'm joined by my very good friend, Truktruk, aka Kurt. And Kurt, we're casting for the second time this week. As geez, we're going bonkers with the coverage this week, but a lot of good matches. So it's good that we're able to do it all. Hey.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with the first week of this season, you get to get an early preview of how the season might turn out. This is a fantastic game to see if a team like EVL can compete with a team like SoloUber.
Yeah, as you say, we're here to watch this evening EVL Gaming against Team SoloUber. This is kind of an interesting match, and we'll get into a little bit of the history in a second here. EVL is a team that we got to see the other night. Hopefully you were here. If not, you can find the VOD. But EVL won that game, so they're currently 1-0. TSU have yet to play a game this week. They were supposed to, and there was a whole thing, but this is their debut anyway for the official season. Why don't I just talk about the history now? When I'm talking about history, Curtis, we just got our server info there. Yay!
Nice.
Last season, the EVL gaming team, albeit with a bit of a different lineup, they had a really fantastic sort of first half to last season in Invite. And toward the end of the season, they kind of suffered a couple upsetting losses and maybe some almost upset losses. And one of them was to this very same team, TSU. They kind of dashed EVL's playoff hopes. And so I don't know if it factors into the mind of these guys at all, but, a lot of these guys know one another from, just last season, Kurt.
Well, yeah, if you've been an Invite, they both were around last year. They played each other last year. I believe TSU came on top both matches last year.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. And this is a great example to see if they improved or how much they have improved. I'm sure they have, but how much? Because TSU is pretty much the same team except for, I believe, Dewatna replacing Zalox, which in my opinion is pretty much the same. They're both fantastic demo men.
Yep.
It's not I wouldn't consider it a demo man. I wouldn't consider it an upgrade or a downgrade, just side grade. Different player, same skill.
Yeah, side grade. That's a nice way. No, I agree with you. Zalox was a real strong demo, but of course Dewatna, it's real cool because Dewatna, of course, played with Froyotech through pretty much all of their championships. Not all of them, but a good bulk of them. And when Froyotech broke up, Dewatna goes back to this group of guys that he played with. A lot of them was with the old Street Hoops esports. So kind of getting back with his 20B buddies. And he kind of said, I'm paraphrasing, but, he said he enjoys playing with all these guys. And it's not, going to be careful with my words here, but it's, it's a little bit more laid back than the way it was with Froyotech.
TSU is a bunch of goofy guys in mostly lighthearted sense. They're fun to be around. So
is that dangerous, do you think, Kurt? Like, does it give him more power that he's playing with, like, his really good friends?
It might, to a certain extent. Maybe if they underestimate teams, it could bite him in the ass for a few rounds. But I don't think they're going to underestimate EVL Gaming. If they watched the match yesterday, they saw that EVL Gaming, pretty much after the first half, took control of that game, and they showed that they can be a force to be reckoned with. But in my opinion, this is still going to be a really tough game for EVL to win.
Yep. Now, another difference, it's easy to forget, and actually, until earlier today, I wasn't even thinking of it, but another big roster difference with this team SoloUber versus last season is Grape. Grape wasn't on this team. I think at the very end of the season, there was a change, but for most of the season, it was not Grape. Now, he's playing on Roamer. What do you make of that? Because there's some discussion here of, Grape has played various classes. He played a little bit of demo and stuff like that, but most people know him as a pocket soldier. Do you think, is it worth discussing, Kurt? Is that a factor at all, or do you think he's just as dangerous on Roamer?
I think he is. I think he is actually underrated on Roamer. If I'm not mistaken, he made his way all the way to Invite by roaming, and he transitioned into a pocket in Invite and made a name for himself in Invite as a pocket. So he is a very strong roamer, from my understanding. If I'm not misremembering, he did work his way through Open and IM as a roamer. So yeah, he is very capable, and more than capable even.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a super strong soldier, pair, whether they're playing roamer or pocket or what. They're up against on the other side some other soldiers that we saw the other night, which are bot mode and aim. And bot mode put on quite a show the other night. If you watch our highlight videos, if you follow TFTV on YouTube or whatnot, you will have seen that even though he was playing on, like a pop can and like a deep freeze or something, he was hitting mad air shots, and we weren't sure what to think of this new EVL lineup. They switched out 3 players in the off season, but bot mode was showing that I mean, if you're going to take one match as a representation, he's a winner, Kurt. He's doing it.
Yeah, he's definitely, at least judging by the last game he played against EVL, or with EVL against Running with Scissors, rather, he was just being a complete nuisance. He wasn't necessarily doing like a ton of damage for his team, but he was giving his team a ton of space with his fantastic movement and just distraction plays, getting behind the enemy team and then just surprising them as his team pushed forward and pinched. Running with Scissors, whether or not that was great play from bot mode or bad play from Running with Scissors is still in question, but I personally think bot mode is a great player, and he made some great plays, and I expect him to make even more great plays today. He's going to need to if his team's going to win this game.
Well, yeah,
TSU is a very strong team. I actually have been we looked at the saloon.tf, I believe.
Yep.
I think the percentages are 68-32 in favor of TSU. In my opinion, this is more of like an 80-20 game for TSU. I think they're gonna win this. I wouldn't count EVL out, but yeah, EVL is definitely gonna have to step it up on all assets if they're gonna want to beat TSU.
So you think it's going to be kind of a different ball game for bot mode and aim going against like pretty much very much a stronger pair of soldiers?
They're just. It really depends if bot mode can get behind and just be sneaky, or if he just adapts his playstyle to a team that can deal with his shenanigans, I guess you'd call them. Yeah.
Well, how about this? I mean, do you think that the other night TSU were watching the? You've got to think they watched the match, right?
Of course.
Or the demo, one or the other, right? So they
know
kind of what to expect.
Dewatna was streaming the match and watching it. So yes, they were.
They know that there are shenanigans. So I mean, that's something to think about. Anyway, how about the rest? I mean, we got Medics, Ninja Nick, and Nursey. You and I were just talking last night about who some of the top medics are, or you were in Mumble anyhow, and Ninja Nick is way up there, but we put Nursey right up there as well, right?
Oh yeah, of course. In my opinion, Ninja Nick is one of the best medics in the game. He just plays very smart. He plays very manly too. He definitely reminds me of Shade when he played last season, but every single season Ninja Nick has gotten better and better, and I don't expect anything, like I don't expect him to make any mistakes this game. And same with Nursey, but Nursey's I don't know. Nursey's very, very good, but also very how do I put it without being like I don't want to come off as like rude, but just aggressive, like proactive. Sometimes too proactive, and sometimes puts herself in rough situations. But I have not seen that out of her this season yet. She played a perfectly fine game last game, so.
Well, it's worth noting, I guess we have 2 really aggressive medics, honestly, but the last match that we brought you on Snake, myself and Kurt the other night, if you guys were watching it, there was a total of 5 Uber drops, I believe, and a few of those belong to Nursey, so I guess we'll see here tonight.
Sometimes it's not your fault.
That's true.
If you're dropping to like a soldier on top of your head, then it's most likely your fault. But if you're getting sniped and your team doesn't call that they have a sniper or where he is, then 99% of the time that's not your fault.
Out of your hands, yeah. Yeah, and I remember
that's what was happening yesterday. There was a lot of sniping between Slemnish, Sen, and a little bit of Mr. Muffins as well.
Yeah.
And who do you think the off classes are going to be this game. We definitely have
Ooh.
Slemnish here, but for TSU,
I mean, I think it's up for grabs. I mean, I can see Sizer playing almost any class. Obviously, he's Sizer. He's done it all. He's the vet. Yeah, I mean, Alec as well. I know Alec's a good sniper as well. Who do you think's a better sniper on TSU?
you know
play with
what?
against a lot of these guys.
You know what I just remembered? What kind of caught me off guard is that Grape was sniping a fair amount last season.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how successful he was, but they do feel confident in Grape as a sniper for TSU. I don't know if they're going to continue that, because I know Alec and Sizer are perfectly capable snipers themselves, but I'm actually a big fan of your roamer off-classing, depending on the map, but especially on a map like this.
Yeah,
because the
we didn't
sightlines
see any of it the other night,
absurd.
which was surprising. Yeah, no, it's we saw how dangerous the snipers can be, and we're seeing it more and more. That it makes a lot of sense. Like you said, depends on the situation, but it does make a lot of sense to keep your 2 scouts and just take the roamer out. So I don't know, maybe Grape will go spy or something, crazy like that. We have no idea. We saw multiple spy plays the other night, as a matter of fact, and so maybe we'll see it again. If you guys have your own predictions in chat, it's a good chance for you guys to start talking about it in Twitch chat. Do you agree with us? Do you think the TSU is sort of the stronger team? To
segue into that, do we have any predictions? I'm predicting 5-3 TSU. How about you?
Okay. How about I feel like just being contrarian, Kurt. I feel like going against you. Isn't that what casters are supposed to do? Pull each one for a different team?
I think you should be honest. I don't think you should abide by whatever rules. Just be honest. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, Kurt, I used to sponsor one of these teams. I like the players. No, I mean, I certainly think it's going to be close. It could go either way. One thing I wanted to mention was the other night we saw going into half, it was what, 1-0 or something like that. So
I think it was 1 or 2-0. I think it was actually 1-0. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's not outside the realm of possibility that maybe we won't get to 5, but maybe I'll say like 4-2 for TSU.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be a weirdo.
But I definitely do this. I do think this game has. Excuse me. I do think this game has the potential to be a roll if TSU gets the ball rolling early on. I really do feel like they can just if they're on their game right away. I think they can take it over. So I think it's in EVL's best interest is to. Excuse me. I think it's in EVL's best interest to get the ball rolling early on and prevent any early aggression that TSU may have.
Well, so that's a good point. So let's say they get out to a good start. Do you think that EVL can kind of keep the pace? In terms of pace, I mean, TSU is a team that pretty much on the whole, they have more invite experience than EVL. Some of these EVL guys, it's their first time in invite. Do you think that EVL will have any problem with pace? Do you think they'll slow down or get hesitant or anything like that, or you think they can keep it rolling and get on momentum?
Just make good decisions. It depends on your mumble environment. If people are being toxic, if people are raging when your team starts falling behind, it's really detrimental to your team winning. And I feel like newer teams, these guys aren't new though. So
true.
Like they're some of them are new in invite, but they know each other. They've been playing TF2 for a while, but you still can get on tilt. You gotta keep your head up after you lose a couple rounds, and that might end up happening against such a strong team. And if they can't keep their composure, this does have the potential to be a 5-0. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Gotta keep your head in the game.
But I do think it does have the potential of happening.
Keep your head up, kid. Well, by the looks of Twitch chat, and again, take this with a grain of Kappa or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
they're kind of split in Twitch chat. We've got fans of both sides. Yeah. So
I honestly would be very surprised if EVL were able to pull this off, but I would not. I would be very surprised if they can't get a bunch of rounds on the board at the same time. They just need to keep their composure, and this should be a real good game. Is the server paused already or something?
We had a similar thing on the cast with Mr. Slyn and Avast last night. There was a strange pre-game pause, or it looked like it. We're going to keep an eye on it. But in the meantime, no, if you are just joining us, guys, welcome to teamfortress.tv. We are happy to bring you this Week 1 match between EVL Gaming and Team SoloUber. We are here on the gorgeous Snakewater. Not a cloud, well, a couple clouds in the sky, but a beautiful night here on Snakewater. And,
of course.
Yeah, it seems like there's an issue here. Maybe we'll put out a branch and see if we can see, is there maybe an issue?
Yeah, hopefully someone didn't disconnect on the first mid, because I don't think they're pausing in the pregame.
Right, so we're a minute and a half behind here on the STV server, and so we shall see. It would be unfortunate, but we'll check it out. I know that the other night one of the EVL people had an issue with the ESEA client, so who knows? But we should be getting underway very shortly. If you just got here, who do you guys think is going to win? If you just got here this second, you haven't heard anything we've said. We couldn't spoil, you can't use what we've said as bias. Who do you like to win this? There was only one prediction on the ESEA site, because people don't really use that. You know how you can predict the outcome? People don't do that, but there was one, and it was 4-3 for EVL. Go figure. Yeah.
I think, but yeah, I think they could. Oh, it looks like we're going to be going live in like a minute here. They unpaused, so
all right.
Hopefully neither of the medics disconnected or something brutal like that at the beginning of the game. But yeah, like I was saying, hopefully EVL can utilize Slemnish's off-classing abilities as sniper on a map like this, where you can pretty much snipe all the way across the map on every part, or all the way across each point on each each part of the map. So maybe we'll see some beast mode Slemnish. That's what I'm looking for. Some beast mode Slemnish as
Kurt,
we begin the game. I'm sweating, man.
I can hear the sweat dripping.
I'm trembling.
Should we watch bot mode off the first mid here? I mean,
yes.
If there's any air shots, is it going to be him? I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it'll be Show or something like that. But
just to see how TSU can deal with his gameplay.
Yeah.
As he rolls out to the right side here on top of. He beefed it a little bit. He's backing off to get a reheal as he meets up with his teammate.
The other night, we saw him just roll out left. There. We got Grape comes in behind and picks him out, so there's that settled. And now Grape's still in behind, which is bad news. Look at this, coming right in.
Already getting pinched.
Oh my lord. Well, that's just a huge play by Grape coming in behind, so maybe playing the first mid, I don't know, I guess picking the wrong rollout there off the first one.
Well, there was a pause, so I wonder if it had something to do with that. But TSU does not care. They're rolling right in here on the last point with Showstopper and friends just walking into last. They finally Uber. And there's no one. They're trapping their whole team into spawn as Showstopper jumps up on top of the roof and just hits some nice rockets on the assassin and just spamming the point. Just doing so much damage here on the left side of the point. He's getting on the point and spamming them out and finally capping. Great Uber and just great mid-fight overall coming from TSU. Like I said, they're getting the ball rolling early on, so I'm definitely worried about this EVL team. I kind of want to watch EVL again this mid to see if they can maintain their composure after getting rolled right off the bat on the first round here, Getawhale.
Why don't you take us through it, Kurt?
Oh, okay. I'm going to watch bot mode again. He's going through his own kitchen here. It looks like he's delaying a bit. Oh, he's spotted out another enemy soldier. He's getting some nice rockets on. A quick kill on the Grape. It looks like he's getting ready to push forward with his team. He's reloading here. He's jumping up on top of the... Oh my god, he's hitting every single rocket. He's spamming out Showstopper.
Wow. Yeah, Showstopper
so easy
was...
mid. Easy mid, easy life.
Showstopper was doing a really good job of patrolling kind of the upper and keeping that height advantage, but unfortunately for him, he kind of found himself down a few players, and he was a really easy cleanup. So now Dewatna getting up his little sticky trap here and just trying to hold on to this last as we have a swing
and we have
back the other
Alec
way.
On sniper. So Alec is sniper, Sizer is engineer, but Ninjanik did get out of mid with Uber, so they should be fine here to defend last. I don't think EVL is going to push anytime soon. They're probably going to send in a sack to get an off class or maybe try to force Ninjanik here, but they got a sentry gun. Here he comes.
He's in.
Bot mode's in on the sniper, and he takes him out as well as himself. But it looks like there's a scout in as well. Slemnish is taken down too, but I don't think that's going to bring the push out of TSU. I think it's going to stalemate here. It's a long way from last to 2 on this map.
Yeah,
so
it's a 2-man saga. I mean, they took out Alec. That's not what they wanted.
Yeah, I think they wanted
his gun.
Yeah, Sizer is moving his gun, but I think they wanted Slemnish to get onto Sniper here, as he does switch to Sniper. But TSU's hold is much closer than before, so maybe we can see Alex get a nice pick here as he's holding an aggressive angle here on into the lobby.
Yeah, catch him by surprise. And if the fight moves into the last point, we're going to be watching the demos to see what kind of impact they can have. Both snipers whiff there. I'm on the Alec cam right now to see. He's just going to,
yeah, he
throw
hit
a
the
random
body
shot
shot into Slemnish, but when both medics are overhealing each sniper, you're going to need a headshot to get the frag here. A fully charged headshot even.
Well, we're just sort of jockeying here now for position. We already saw the 1-2-man sack from EVL. We're kind of splitting up. Alec looking down low now.
And Alex gets bot mode. So we're going to see a counter sack coming out of one of the TSU players, I'm assuming. Yep, someone's coming in from lower. Grape tried getting in, but he gets denied by Eric. And once again, the reset. Maybe we'll see some aggressive play, or maybe they'll push 5v5. Looks like they're getting ready to push.
Yeah, Alex way up close here. I don't know. Feels like both teams kind of want to make something happen here. Grape's still down. He's on a 4-second
Slemnish is getting aggressive.
Yeah, look at Slemnish.
Oh my god, he takes another body shot and another body shot, but he's still not dead thanks to his overheal from Nursey. And bot mode goes spy after sacking there, so let's see what he can do. As they say, spy, as some people might say, spy counters engineer.
I've never
Let's see
heard
him get
that.
in there. Yeah.
It's a new era. Well, he's in, and bot mode now has the job of picking his target.
Well, he's
real
he is
setup.
He is scouting out the sentry gun, so they know where the sentry gun is. He gets taken down, but he knows how they're set up. Is Sizer going to move his sentry gun? I don't think so.
Or do they want to act off of this, Kurt? No, he's going to move it back.
Oh, he's moving it. All right.
Well, back in sort of a more standard spot.
Yeah, they didn't counter sack off of that pick either. So.
Yeah. Well, now that dispenser's still there, so Ninja Nick keeping the hole kind of up front here. Alec trying again just to get something.
He hits a headshot.
Yep. No frags here yet. We're just waiting for something to give as this is the second round.
Well, I think Grape's going to want to get in on here real fast. They just got a pick. Where's the Grape cam?
I'm on Grape. He's
not going in.
Bottom. Doesn't look like
they got a pick,
no.
but they're not counter-sacking. I don't know. Someone, yeah.
What are they waiting for here,
Kurt? I on it, like, usually a rule of thumb is if there's a stalemate on last and you get a pick, you send someone in immediately to try to force the enemy team's medic or get a pick on an enemy player such as the demo man.
Slemnish peeking lower here. He wants to maybe get, doesn't get a shot on Grape there. Grape keeping his heel and now calling out to his team maybe that there's, here comes something down below. We've got aim is in. Looks like the push is coming from EVL down below. Alec
and
going
Slemnish
down.
does take out Alex, so this might cue the push.
Well,
they
EVL
don't know where the sentry gun is.
Yeah, EVL coming up top. They're cycling up to come shutter, and we're going to see how this goes. Are they going to come? Slemnish wants to peek out of the door here. He's going to have nobody in his sights. Is this a push or not? Is Duwana's
No, they're going to have to back off.
Duwana's trap picked out bot mode there, which was
Grape's in.
Nice.
There he is with the counter sack. He's doing so much damage in lobby, but he somehow, everybody survives. I believe the sniper was down to like 5 health. He was not able to force Nursey or kill anyone. He did like 400 damage in lobby there. Great counter sack coming out from Grape there, but he was unable to do anything with it.
You'd love to hear the comp. Showstopper catches Slemnish there, a little forward. Alec tries to clean him up, and he's still going to try to get in there. Doesn't manage to do it, and now going to heal up. What do you figure these teams are saying in comms, Kurt? You play a lot?
Well, they're just trying to posture up and get a pick. It's all about getting that crucial pick and counter-sacking properly, or just pushing in if you're on EVL here.
Well, we're still waiting here for something.
And it looks like
they're
going to get. He just barely misses the rocket there, and he gets a pick. It looks like they're in. Oh my god, they get 2 free picks without having to pop over, and they're walking in with a Slemnish headshot.
Now gun is still up.
Oh my god, this is looking really good for EVL. They haven't even popped yet, and they have good health and good positioning. They can take out the sentry gun quickly, which they do. They just need to get all over the point, which they do.
Point. Nobody's stopping
Great
it.
job. Great positioning and just smart play by EVL. Great patience, great play, and great headshots from Slemnish. He got the headshot pick, and then he proceeded to do even more damage after his team was pushing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen now twice, Kurt, how quickly that Snakewater Last can just cap, and it's not one of the slower points. It caps pretty quick. looking
as
at
we
the
come
bot
into
mode
the
cam.
mid here. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that one has been rolling up
once again.
the right side, which is not what he did. Grape was already in behind. Bano spots some good comms by
The
EVL there.
roamer special right at the beginning of the mid. As Assassin and friends are getting pressured here on mid by the TSU scouts, but he hits 2 great pipes onto Sizer, and he's looking for more.
Yeah, well, Eric now patrolling. They're trying to clean up the rest of these TSU players. Dewana's got to get out of there as EVL are just kind of walking on it. There's going to be no repush or anything like that. It's 2 down for TSU as they're going to retreat. They did keep Ninja Nick up, which is good, and so he's going to be able to probably defend if anything comes here. Dewana getting out some spam, and
they're posh. They're going to defend this. They're trying to defend this.
They're fighting it. Dewana putting out a lot of damage. The Uber was popped off by Red. Ninja Nick holding on for a long time there as they're going to come right back, giving it to Dewana.
Yeah, EVL needs to hightail it out here. They're getting put into the blender right now. But if TSU overextends here, they're going to be getting it. Oh my God, Showstopper just getting behind Nursey through Saw somehow and just gets an easy 2 rockets and takes her out. The Slumnish is lurking around here trying to get the counter pick onto Ninja Nick. He takes down Dewana with a meaty 2-shot. He's trying to jump over Alec to get some damage onto Ninja Nick, but to no avail. Great play coming from Showstopper and Ninja Nick, staying alive and taking down the other team's medic.
Kurt, a real meaty double slap there. I saw Ninja Nick try to get a crossbow out, didn't work. And speaking of Ninja Nick, he's got 65, and he's got to get the hell out of there right now. They have a big advantage. They don't want to lose it. TSU want to be able to hold on to that. It's still possible. I mean, we could see a pick around here, but we'll see. We should have one of these second point moments here. 95, so Nick's got his.
TSU is going to be looking to push here with their Uber advantage they know they have. So Showstopper and friends are just lurking around Saw, going to the upper battlements area, and they're trying to get into the second point without having to use Uber. But
I think it's going to work.
To a cheeky trap on that Saw area. Oh my God,
this is unfortunate.
EVL is looking to collapse here, and they take down 2 more players with full Uber advantage, full player advantage, and they should be able to roll into second here if Dewana doesn't do a million damage to them in Saw. But Dewana needs to stay alive here. He is going to get out. And Grape does try to force the Uber, but was unable to.
Yeah, Nursey grabs the pack, was blasted around a little bit there by rockets, but they are indeed going to get this second point, and now we're looking again at EVL attacking this. So maybe if off the start you were thinking, TSU's got this in the bag. We're seeing now again, EVL pushing. Here they go, real early pop. Aim is in, going right for that engineering spot, so that's not going to be a factor. Pyro is out, it's out.
Really not getting too much done with this Uber, though. Showstopper's just sitting here waiting for him to come across the point, and he's just spamming onto the point, doing so much damage, but there was no stickies on the point. Dewana was pushed out of the fight, and they noticed that there was no stickies on the point, and they just collapsed onto it, capping it so quick with 2 scouts, and I believe a soldier was on there too at Getawhale.
Well, smart focus fire from EVL. I'm very impressed there. They knew exactly what they had to do. I mean, off classers, clean up real quick, get rid of the demo, and just stand on it.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at some Grape cam here. It looks like Grape and Thought Motor trading early on in these mids as Grape is just sitting back and spamming, probably waiting for a reheal and then jumping. There you go. There's the reheal. It looks like he's going to be jumping over the point now. On to Aim here, and he gets taken down, but he does not without doing a lot of damage as his team tries to push forward.
Now we got the Big Show up top. He's kind of the strongest soldier in terms of HP and just trying to own that. Aim has got some heals now. He's going to come back up.
Yeah, like TSU is sticking around with a man down, but they have such good health and positioning on this point here. Dewana's laying down so much damage, and it looks like Aim is just above the point, about to just do so much damage, and just jumping onto Dewana, forcing their Uber. Great job. Is Nursey getting her Uber here? She has her Uber, so they should be able to stick around here as she reheals her team. And a smart play coming from TSU, just recognizing that Nursey had Uber and just not recontesting their point, but not without losing a ton of Uber advantage to EVL. Just great positioning with EVL. I feel like TSU did stick around at mid a little bit too long there after Grape went down a little bit early. But good stuff from EVL, standing their ground and pushing forward. Now they have a huge advantage coming into the second point here as TSU is looking to force Nursey's Uber.
Nice force there.
Great job.
taken out, but he does his job as the Ubers popped off. I was going to say it's a big wide open second point, maybe tough to force, but I forgot we had Grape in this fight.
That's exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
They have advantage here. They might be looking to push back into second and leapfrog Ubers, but it is a
Bob
dangerous
mode's
point.
in. Look at this, Bob mode double jumping around it. Oh wow, he
Whoever that scout was just completely denied his jump. He did not go as far as he wanted to because of the chip shots from the scout.
Yep.
As the TSU is looking to push forward onto the second point here.
Yeah, they're holding down. If you're looking at Nursey, her Uber's only at 60, and so this is a situation where EVL's got to get out of here, and they're going to back up a little bit. They're going to keep Assassin there, maybe try to buy a little bit of time, a little bit of space, but TSU are going to come right back.
He's going lower, and that's where the heals are not. He might get a free pick on the Grape here, and there it is. But they know he's spy, and he basically traded roamers here if he doesn't actually do anything else with the spy play, as EVL is looking to push them out. And there he is! He's right on Ninja Nick! Ninja Nick has his Uber
out!
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, that could have been interesting, but he fails to get the ambi kill there. So, you know, like you said, you know, you're taking your roamer out of the conversation. So bot mode now out of the
but
fight
it does
on that
free
big,
up a lot of space for EVL to contest the second point, as they are trying to. But Alec is doing a lot of damage here on the lower end of things.
Nursey holding on to it. Again, they're without their soldier now. She has to pop. Is it possible here for them to get a good Uber? Let's see who gets the better of this fight. As
yeah, it looks like
Ninja
TSU is going to get out. Ninja
Yeah.
Nick gets trapped out by Assassin, doing a great job of sticking him off and then hitting the pipe. But TSU is not giving up here. Oh my god! Showstopper almost hits the air shot on Nursey.
Yep.
Nursey strafes away from it. And TSU is in the blender right now. If Duwatna goes down, this is really bad news. It's going to be super hard for them to defend the last point with Duwatna sitting on a 17-second respawn timer as bot mode jumps into last point, making some space for his team.
Well, aim right on that point, and looks like this might... Oh, wow, in comes Grape. Wow, and this could be a game of seconds here, Kurt, when this... Wow, really looked like Slemish could have capped that last point. He's on there. He's trying to work on show. But, you know, split seconds could kind of make the difference
There's
here.
no way they're going to be able to cap here unless they have some cheeky back tap shenanigans. But Slemish does have a nice 1v... Oh my god, he doesn't have a nice 1v1 on Sizer. But Duwatna has the forethought to get through into lobby quick enough and sticking him off. Great play by Slemish then Duwatna there as TSU pushes on to second point here. Getawhale.
Yeah. Nobody in a position to make, you know, any crazy kind of plays with that. We haven't seen too much in the way of off-class a little bit. Show's
my god.
Force this Uber here. Almost takes down aim, but a real timely pop by Nursey to
Great
save
strafing from
Pocket.
Nick. Aim just had a air shot lined up on Ninja Nick, and Ninja Nick just straight to left right away from the rocket. Saving his team potentially to round here as he gets Uber for defending last and maybe even pushing out into second.
Show
I think
has
EVL is
got
a little
aim
bit
in
too aggressive
lobby.
here.
Well, look at this. Show's coming right in. He's on Assassin now, looking for an air shot, but he did get aim the other pocket, and so again, EVL are kind of getting out of here. It's kind of TSU's fight to lose as this Showstopper right up in
who's
the
back
face.
tapping? Slemish is all over the last point, but Grape and Duwatna are there to defend it as somehow Ninja Nick's Uber was forced there.
Well, that's
So
gonna
Nursey
mean,
and friends have huge advantage here as they approach the second point once again.
Yeah, 91. She's going to get hers, certainly, it seems like. Probably. Crazier things could happen,
there you go.
know? But Duwatna going to back out here, and again, we'll see EVL attacking last. Yeah.
I was looking to see if he had that that bucket trap on the left side, but he does not. They're pushing lower anyway as they walk into last. Fairly good distancing into last before they pop that Uber. And they're getting a lot of time on it before Eric gets taken down by Alec. They do have decent health, but not very good positioning here as TSU looks to sticky them off lower. Duwatna is just keeping Nursey out of the fight, but as it is happening,
right on there.
Bobo is on the point.
Slender's coming, trying to help his buddy out. Working on Ninja Nick now. Bomb mode up top, maybe doesn't know.
Oh my
They
god,
get
Nursey's jukes down below caused bot mode to just jump over TSU and take that round. EVL is winning 3-1 right now.
Well, welcome to halftime. Are we going right away? I'm hearing live
think
music.
so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. It would say matches live, right? Yeah. Sizer's AFK.
Yeah, okay.
But
we got
yeah,
the
if you saw that, Nursey was just refusing to die there, and I believe a soldier and Duwatna were both shooting at her and that lower area, which allowed bot mode and I believe another scout come from that left side area and just get onto the point, putting so much pressure on that point and just eventually capping it. So great play great heads-up play by Nursey and bot mode, and I believe it was also Eric on the left side there, just capping last.
Yeah, well,
I can't believe they're winning 3-0 after just getting rolled. They got rolled that first round. That first round was like a minute long, if that. And they just came back swinging. They've been having great mids and just great overall, just smart play.
Yeah, well, we were, you know, in the whole pregame, we were talking about how it seemed pretty kind of set that TSU should come out on top. They're kind of the superior team. A lot of people were saying that in chat as well, but here we are. If you had to sum up what happened in, 20 words or less, Kurt, what in the hell happened?
I just think it's great coordination from EVL, to be honest. I don't think there's any, no one's really playing particularly bad, but just people are making such smart plays, like bot mode just recognizing that Nursey was being fought lower, or maybe it was by chance, but even then, it was just a smart play to get in on that last point, because his team, the other team was just completely distracted on a different part of the map. Just overall, just smart play coming from EVL. Great focus fire and smart play. As I'm going to be watching Assassin on this mid. I feel like Assassin's doing a lot of damage. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, the stats don't say too much. Both teams just very much close. You can have a look for yourself on the ESEA site, but we're into the second half here. First minute, second half.
All right, we got Assassin just spamming the point. Dewatna's there a little bit earlier, but with the cost of not picking up that health pack in Saw, he's trying to spam out the soldier up top as he's getting pressured by the scouts. It looks like TSU really wants to get some point presence here, but they got to keep track of bot mode and friends jumping on their head. Here they go. Bot mode counter jumps Grape and just hits every single rocket, and aim is all over Grape down that lower area, but somehow doesn't manage to frag him. This mid is taking forever. Bot mode's back, or Grape's in on the, who is it? Aim is in on Ninja Nick, forcing the Uber. This is the second mid where both medics were able to get Uber, but this time TSU is on the winning end of this mid.
Yeah. What's the, the air version equivalent of Ring Around the Rosie? Because that's kind of what I was watching.
Yeah, it was just
Grape played kitchen, was waiting for a jump, and then he was counter jumping game, and the soldiers were all kind of flying everywhere, and
yeah,
good if you're a TSU fan. You like that they took
EVL
this mid,
does have Uber advantage here,
yeah,
so they might be looking to push into second here. They should be. If they know they have a 50% Uber advantage here, they should be pushing right now, as they are. They're trying to clear stickies though. They can't find them, and they're right there, as I believe that is aim that takes a ton of damage up here. This might be a really interesting fight if Ninja Nick can get his Uber before they take this point. It looks like they finally pushed them out. Very, very smart patience coming from EVL, just slowly taking that point, making sure they didn't have to pop Uber so they could have an Uber exchange with 3 points instead of just 2.
Kurt, it's interesting to note, I mean, both teams have been playing not super passive, but they haven't been going crazy like balls to the wall either. They've been playing very smart so far.
Very smart.
Yeah, bot mode is in now, looking for something, doesn't get it.
Trying to force the Uber, but Slemnish does trade with Grape immediately after, so we might have a stalemate here, but it does look like Dewatna is playing aggressive here in the Saw area, where pretty much the entire EVL team is, as Eric just freaking runs right at him and just 3 shots Dewatna with 100 damage meat shots as they just walk in here. They haven't even popped it. They're just walking into 2. There, finally they pop. They have such good positioning here on the second point, but they're not committing fully yet. There's going to be a refight after this Uber, and here it comes.
Sizer was waiting and waiting and waiting, got the assist there on aim. He was kind of real playing smart and waiting for someone to come into his sights. He's going to work on Slemish now if he can. Slemish, though, just dropped a couple. It was Grape and Showstopper. I think he'll.
It looks like they want to fight here with 2 scouts in an open area versus a demo and a scout. TSU has very good positioning here, but oh yeah, they're gonna have to hightail it out here.
Well, Sizer's
they're
fearless.
definitely getting out. They're getting out. They're getting out.
I think we all knew about Sizer, that he was fearless, just running right in there. Nice job by him.
Yeah.
The man, the myth.
They just had good positioning with good stickies coming from Dewatna, and there was no chance EVL was going to win that fight after Dewatna laid those 2 stickies down on the yard area.
Going to reset now. Both teams will be equal on their Ubers, as you can see. Very early in this round, still kind of a little bit of back and forth. Do you get the sense that anything has changed since half, maybe a little bit?
It's definitely a little bit slower pace of the game, and there's going to be another Uber trade here unless one team drops 2 players. But I'm expecting a play coming out of bot mode or Grape. EVL doesn't need to make a play here, so maybe Grape. But
they just
Dewanda
lose
just
Eric.
pipes Eric. And that triggers Grape for the counter sack. Here we go. He's kind of just... Are they just going to push? They might just push here. Grape's just looking out for stickies, and he proceeds to go back lower.
Well, is he? I don't know that he'd be thinking. He's just kind of getting some spam out.
Yeah, you don't want to
waiting.
You
I don't
didn't
know.
want to wait too long to counter sack, because if you wait too long, you're basically just throwing yourself away and giving the other team an advantage as bot mode respawns. And wait, no, that was Eric that died. I think Slemnish went all the way back to
just
spawn
switched.
and
Yeah, he did.
switched to
It's
Sniper.
very strange. I was looking to see if Eric would. Slemnish was
This
alive
is
the
very
whole time,
smart.
didn't he?
Sniper does slow down the game and force the enemy team to play defensively. And when you're up 3-1 against a team that at least we thought was superior, like was stronger, it's best to slow down the game as much as humanly possible.
Slemnish is looking for this famous angle where many a med has been taken out. I'm on the Slemnish cam. I don't know, gang. You might want to get your cameras ready here. We'll see, but
well,
Slemnish
Ninja
is
Nick's
waiting,
holding
watching.
close near Saw, so he's not going to be able to hit Ninja Nick unless Ninja Nick runs all the way to battlements for some reason, which I don't think is going to happen. They're playing aggressive. They're holding aggressive here. And
Sniper
I think
definitely
they...
been spotted out. Yeah, they heard the shot, and Alex spotted it out. So the comms and the TSU mumble, they know it's there now. We're still kind of just waiting, though, for the pick they need. Obviously,
Yeah.
Eric wasn't it.
Either they're going to have to send Showstopper, they're going to have a really nice Uber here, or they're going to have Grape make a play, because EVL is not going to move. They're just posturing up here, waiting for TSU to make a move.
I know I talk about time a whole lot, but I mean, you know, if you're TSU, do you want to be the one to act here? I mean, we've got over 20
There's
minutes
24
left.
minutes
I know
left
it's a
to
ton of
20
time,
minutes, yeah.
but, you know, if you're down a couple
Oh,
rounds...
Slemnish is in a good spot here. Oh, Alex goes back
way
to
up.
spawn to Sniper. All right. They want to do the Sniper versus Sniper. That's fine. They need to make a play sooner than later. Like, this could last a very long time if TSU doesn't make something happen.
Well, TSU keeping his, Dewanda of the team TSU keeping his trap up. Again, just a lot of, you know, shots here. People kind of peeking doors, trying to get some lucky spam or whatnot. But not a whole lot going down.
There's a headshot hit. Oh, Alec takes on Slemnish, but they're coming in here. Nice shot coming from Showstopper, but they do get 2 picks. Ninja Nick and friends are going to be looking to push as they have to scout out these traps coming from Assassin. They're all over Saw, but the TSU combo is just walking kitchen. They should have a great Uber here if they can get in right now. They're just pinching the EVL team.
Well, they're without a couple of their players. Grape's nowhere to be seen. Alec is trying to catch up and get into part of this. I don't know if this is a great Uber here, Kurt.
Well, it's looking good if they can come through Saw here, but everybody is lower on TSU, but Sizer just hit some nice meat shots onto Assassin as they're looking to push. All of them are looking to push through lower here as EVL just needs to get out right now as they do. So great stuff coming from TSU, and Dewanda's aggressive here. Is he going to be able to hit some stickies? No, not quite. He was trying to cut some of the players off, and they do get 2 forward spawns.
Sizer getting maybe a little caught out here as Eric trying to force the issue a little bit. No frag's going to go down. Slemnish, meanwhile, over in Saw, a little bit of action in Saw going down. Nothing. Well, actually, he picked Grape.
Yeah, he takes down Grape with some nice
Long
shots.
respawn timer now for Grape, who's going to be out of this fight. So is, you know, you look at Blue, we're about to get theirs right 85. Nursey not quite there, which is a bummer, but they're probably going to want to come in here.
Yeah, they're playing
or
really
not.
close. Nick and
Eric,
Nick and
right up in the
Showstopper
grill
so close.
here. Big Eric. Maybe Eric's fearless. Eric, the new school Sizer.
Yeah.
Big shoes. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
TSU's definitely looking to push in soon. Like, their time is a ticking. I know it's 20 minutes, but if the rounds are going to last this long, they're not going to be able to even tie it up.
Right. And that was my point. I mean, you can't wait here forever because before you know it, you look and you have 15 and then you have 10 minutes left. And
they're looking to get some positioning in yard, but they're taking a lot of damage. But that was actually to give room for Grape to get in and
force the Uber.
Force Nursey. That was great. Showstopper and Ninja Nick were showing themselves lower, which caused a lot of focus fire onto them as Grape just jumped through, I believe it was Saw or Window, and just got really nice rockets onto Nursey, forcing her Uber out, as TSU is going to regroup and push this second point.
Yeah, so now look,
but we
got
do have people
Slemnish
hiding
waiting.
in
2
Saw.
hiders.
What is going on here?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he forces the Uber early. Will they be able to contest this point? They are down a man, but Nope, they were just looking to force the Uber. They do have a player behind.
Bot mode just caught Grape. Yeah, he was hiding on the other side of Yard. He gets taken out there. They have people hiding for 2 possibilities, and obviously the one that happened was
This is not
nice
looking good
bomb
for
into
EVL.
Nursey there. Nursey's at 84, taking a lot of damage there. She was down to about 60 health. She's, oh boy, she's 95, she's 100. She could get forced here again. We'll see how this plays out. Down 2 players are TSU, and they're getting out of there.
Yeah. EVL is looking to push in here after holding that point with only 4 players. I thought it was going to be bad, but they held their ground. And now they're going to be able to get the second point here, or this middle point here for free. Not having to use their Uber, as Ninja Nick is going to have his Uber, but EVL does a great job holding their second point with only 4 players. As they're looking to push into second point. Yeah, Sizer on Sniper, alright. So they do have 3 off-blasters.
Well, don't push too fast. He catches a little
He isn't
snip
forward
there.
spawn, so he can despawn. He's just holding a cheeky angle, and he does despawn.
Smart guy, smart guy. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
We're looking at 20 minutes left. This is the second half. Of course, nobody has scored a point yet in the second. This has been a 10-minute
posturing up into this window area here. I apologize for interrupting, but
okay, it's a 10-minute round so far, Kurt.
Yeah. I wonder if EVL is going to start. I feel like they should just play the game normally, so play not to lose. But it has been working out for them. So yeah, bot mode is looking to get in on here. He jumps into Yard, but he does get taken out. But they might trade a frag here, and they do. If both scouts can get out before taking any more damage, that'd be great. And they do.
Duatna, a lot of damage out there.
Duatna takes down Assassin.
Yeah.
It looks like with Assassin down, they should be able to walk into second or mid somewhat cleanly, at least without having to check for sticky traps. As they're walking through kitchen here, trying to force out the enemy team Uber as they pop Uber themselves. And they do. But it looks like Nursey's Uber is a little bit better, but TSU's positioning is quite great for this after Uber fight.
Yeah, Duana's just still trying to do a lot of damage, looking for some pill kills. He's gonna try to back up, maybe protect Ninja Nick a little bit as the scouts are chomping at the bit here. Slimnish takes down Duatna. Alex is gonna try to fight back a bit, but TSU gotta forget about this fight. That's it on that fight. And
they're down 2 players. They might actually dry push here. I don't know if they want to because they're up, but yeah, it's just smart. They should be dry pushing here, and they are. As long as they don't bleed any players, it should be perfectly fine. They do a great job spacing out any players, such as Grape, from taking down their medic, Nursey.
Yeah, we got Alex Sniper back up again. He's had okay success, and he's going to look for another pick here. Certainly, you know, once he gets that first shot off, and aim just spots him out, so the Sniper is spotted. And I wouldn't be surprised here if we see a sack in for a blue Sniper, Kurt.
Well, eventually. They have 2 snipers. TSU has 2 snipers, and you have again.
You're right.
Again, TSU needs to make the play. They're on their heels right now.
Well, if they get, I mean, if this doesn't work, if they don't get the sniper play, they're down 2 guys right off the bat.
Like with their setup currently, if EVL just stands perfectly still, they'll just win the game.
Win the game, right?
Yes. But EVL is looking to push in here as they sack Slimnish, but they might lose another player here, as I believe that his bot mode is trapped around the corner with like 2 health as he gets arrowed by Nursey. It looks like Grape was trying to get in lower, but he was unable to.
Yeah, so Sizer's watching here the shutter and the old drop-down door, and yeah, I mean, is this a mistake in mentality here for TSU? We do have 17.5 minutes left, so they do have a lot of time. But I mean,
yeah, they do.
Like you said, they should be the ones acting here. EVL can just literally sit on second, and
yeah, as they pull the sentry gun. Like the way EVL has been playing so far, I don't think they're just going to have a sudden lapse in judgment. They've been playing so smart this whole game. They're not going to just sacrifice their whole team to last for no reason. They're going to make TSU make the play. They're winning this game.
Yeah, you can see, guys, it is still 3-1.
And Slunish does get a headshot.
Yeah, big shot there.
Probably going to send bot mode in to make a counter sack. Maybe even aim here.
Looking. Yeah, well, he sees Showstopper there. He's got to back up a little bit.
They're just posturing up, and Slunish does get aggressive. He does spot out the sentry gun. He actually almost dies to the sentry gun as Sniper, but he does not. But they are postured up here in lobby.
Paul moving the gun again.
TSU knew this. They could just solo.
Well, I mean, it seems
they could solo Uber Showstopper in and get a nice fat Uber if they knew they were all in lobby. As who is spy here? Okay, this is a proactive play coming from Alec. If Alex can get...
Slunish gets Grape. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Alec might back off, because if Alec died there, that would trigger the push coming from EVL, and it still might be triggering the push. No, it's not. But I think he smartly decides to not make a play after his teammate dies, because if they were to go down 2, it could have been really dire straits for TSU.
Dire straits. Have they ever done a solo Uber, I wonder? We'll have to check into that at the end of the cast. Both teams do have their Uber right now. Slemnish coming back up again. Sizer dropped down low. He's the engineer.
Slemnish is going to get aggressive here now that they got a pick. And he does get a pick, so that should trigger the push coming out from EVL here. They do have 2-player advantage. If they take the sentry gun down without having to pop Uber, they do not, but it's super hurt. They're exchanging Ubers here.
There. Well, I mean, you got to have that gun down by, well, it's down finally, but it took a while, and now they're trying to focus everyone else. Showstopper up high is real low.
EVL has great positioning here. As long as they don't get bombed here.
Well, Sizer goes down 2. There's 2 people left. Ray's going to try to do it and put the team on his back, but it is a full wipe.
Very, very smart play coming from EVL. Just pushing immediately when they had an opening, and they didn't have to use the Uber either, so they were able to chip down that sentry gun without having to use their Uber, which was perfectly fine, and just kept great positioning on that left-hand area, which allowed them to get an easy push onto last there as we head into this maybe final mid of this match here, Getawhale.
Yeah, you want to take it away?
Okay. All right, we got Assassin just spamming down the point as it looks like Grape is getting aggressive on the enemy medic. Or it's Showstopper. He does so much damage to the enemy soldier and then takes down Mercy. And Grape is still alive. Oh my god. TSU is just putting EVL into the blender. They want to end another quick round. They want to have a repeat of this first round we had earlier on in the match.
Yeah, well, I hope they, you know, I feel like they've woken up now and said, hey, wait a minute, there's 14 minutes left, and we'd like to take it, because this is potential match
like to win
point
this
for
match.
EVL. Yeah, well, I
Yes.
think they would. Nobody wants
And they
to start
have
the
huge
season
advantage
0-1.
coming into this last point. They're just waiting for their respawners, and then they're going to be pushing here. Maybe they'll be sending someone out to scout this heavy setup they got. All they have is a heavy sniper. Sniper's near spawn, heavy's on top of point. So
Well,
if they can
we'll see
spot
how
out
it
those
goes.
players.
I mean, EVL, they haven't had to really defend their last since the very start of the
And
match.
they're sending Sizer in.
All right, well, here it goes.
The
The
point.
Uber's right straight in. They're going to try to get this heavy first. Is going to try to hide over here in the corner. Duwanda wants to make space. They're just right on that point. Alec just sitting on it. Grape's going to finish the cap, and that's a really fast attack on
They
last
put
by
so much
TSU.
pressure onto that point while Duwanda was just spamming stickies onto it, which allowed them to get an easy cap point. That's textbook pushing last with a full Uber advantage by TSU as they look to roll another round. I don't know if they need to, but so far that's the only rounds they've won. Any round that hasn't been a roll has gone to EVL.
Yeah, well, you know, just do that 3 more times and TSU can have this. We're going to look at Showstopper here, who's getting up on roof. Grape is
Breaks in on
right up the
early, and
bat.
he takes
Double
down
jump
Mercy
in.
immediately.
Wow, and they're trying to get the scouts here as well. They clean up both soldiers, so it's just Ninja Nick, Alec, and Sizer left. Slemmish is in. He wants to take down the rest of this TSU squad if he can. Slemmish is going to go in behind, and he's going to try to... Oh, look at this.
He's going to get
Started
some
on the
easy
head.
frags here.
Wow, real easy there. Slemnish want to clean up Sizer there, and that's a full team wipe. Really smartly played by EVL, who lost their medic real early. But
Yeah,
what a
when you
smart
lose your
kind
medic,
of,
you want to just go all out to kill an enemy medic, and it turned out they just won the mid instead of just killing the other team's medic, which was fantastic.
real smart.
By
Really
EVL.
good
Just
poise
very
by
reactive
EVL.
play. They lost their medic early, they took down Grape, and then they just went right at the enemy's throat and just slit it.
They
Here
slid
they
it.
come. They
Bushwhacker.
have a small Uber advantage, and it looks like someone is hiding lower. We got a cheeky hiding spot from Grape as he reveals himself. He's no longer going to hide.
He uncloaks.
Yeah, he uncloaks
He's on
this
sold.
roamer.
Don't be fooled. Here comes Slemnish. Gets in on him, and wow, gets taken out there. A nice try by Slemnish to take out the roaming
Yeah,
soldier.
TSU's rolling in here. Some great focus rockets from Showstopper and Grape, taking on aim just from like halfway across the map. Just 4 focus fired rockets just ate him down from 300 health.
Oh, wow.
Pistols Grape across the map. Unfortunate for Grape there.
Yeah,
But
yeah, Alec
Ubers
is
are
right
even,
in.
and
Alec
TSU
is
is
looking for
looking to-
Nursey. Look at this. Wow, forces that Uber right as Nick is holding on to his, but Alex sacks in. Really nice job by him. Ninja Nick now is going to back up just a little bit because they've got a little bit more time now. They can plan a little bit, and also because they've lost 2 of their players.
Yep.
But
And it
yeah,
looks like
holding on
bot
to
mode's
Uber.
in on Saw. He's trying to get some damage onto Duwatna and Sizer, but they take him out with relative ease as Showstopper jumps through. Okay, Showstopper and Ninja Nick are pushing yard now with Dewatna. And
Well,
they're
Ninja
trying to
Nick-
get this point for free, and they should be able to with bot mode down.
Yeah, no danger. It doesn't look like here for Ninja Nick. I don't see any sticks.
Oh,
Well,
their
here's
sticky's lower. Do
Assassin.
they
Yep,
know?
yep,
They
yep.
do know.
Yeah, they saw him. They were close enough. So we're going to cycle around, and I got to think we're... Yeah, here comes. We're leading in with the Uber. A little bit of a blast there. They've got to come in and focus. They get one big
they
rocket
take
in.
the
They get
Assassin out
Assassin
so early.
Nurse's into spawn there as well. Without a demo to defend this last, it might be tough for EVL. They've got bot
They
mode
need to
up on
focus
heavy.
the heavy.
Yeah, that heavy's still on top, just patrolling. Nice job, though, by Dewatna trying to get rid of him. Alec is just on point, trying to get
Oh,
that
Ninja Nick
down.
got Uber. He's just standing on the point.
Gonna block that point. Real great job there. Still 3 in the fight, but TSU gonna think better of it.
And they're
just
pushing
hightail
out
it
real quick. There's still a fight going on here in Cheese, as I believe that's Eric just taking out Sizer with Slemnish there. And great job coming from Ninja Nick, and whoever that heavy was, just...
Bot mode.
Oh, bot mode. It was actually Nursey, not Ninja Nick. Sorry, I got completely confused there. Nursey
Totally
in
cool.
bot mode. Showstopper had a great Uber just taking out Assassin immediately, but bot mode was positioned himself on the other side of the map and was just a huge nuisance for the rest of that fight here as TSU is posturing up to push in. They're not posturing up, they're pushing.
Yeah,
Pushing in a
well,
second here.
Aim trying to back him up. The Uber gets popped off. Now only at 80% is Nursey, who's getting targeted right away. Some of these soldiers backing up, going to try to protect her a little bit. They're going to...
And they're looking to leapfrog these Ubers here. As there's a fight going on in lower, as Showstopper does so much damage to the scout down there. And both scouts on EVL are destroyed.
Yeah, and Assassin coming out is going to make it a lot easier as well. Dewatna doing an okay job as well. These demos have been very strong. There's full Uber, as you mentioned, Kurt, on the side of EVL now. And, you know, unless something wacky happens, there's a spy play or something like that, they should be able to have their way here.
I don't know if
middle.
they noticed, but
oh boy,
TSU did get forward spawn, which allows Alex to be in that forward spawn as sniper, but they do know because aim spotted him out. And Grape, I believe, is on Assassin, but he doesn't get taken out, and Nursey just sits there and just doesn't pop. Great play from Nursey.
Yeah.
Just keeping her cool, just not popping there.
We have just under 9 minutes left to go in this match, and so time is running out for Team SoloUber here. It is 4-2, and you know, if you're TSU, you've got to make it happen here. But EVL have been playing with just amazing poise. Both teams now have gotten their Uber Truktruk.
We're definitely seeing a sense of urgency coming from TSU here as they're looking to push into Saw as there's... Oh my god,
Assassin right away down! And that's Bomb Mode and Eric down as well. So much for an even Uber fight.
This after Uber might be catastrophic for EVL if they can't get out here. There's a soldier trying to jump across and behind. He's hitting some easy rockets.
Oh my god.
Onto Nursey and Slemnish. Great play by TSU, just getting super aggressive onto EVL in that Saw area.
They got 3 people in forward here now, and they're gonna... I mean... I think it's time to... Yeah, here we go. They're all gonna... Oh, Assassin will stay in there.
Assassin is staying sniper? What?
Interesting choice. He's back on demo. That would have been strange. You kind of need your demo, man.
Yep.
We have, if I'm... this can't be possible. For a moment, there were 2 heavies. Bot mode is up on heavy. We now have... I don't know what's going on here. Slemnish is on sniper. EVL
they're
took
trying
a second
to
to decide what they were
do
going
the
to do.
Highlander defense here. But they do have a little bit of time as Ninja Nick is about to get his Uber. They're trying to get that sentry gun to level 2, which they do. And I don't know. They gotta go. They got that Uber, and they got that Uber advantage.
Yeah, well, look, only 50% is Nursey, and so here they go. The Uber is popped off. They're going to come right in. They have to take that gun down. They have a big walking gun as well on the left side. That's bot mode, and just getting right on the point. And TSU are closing the gap here, folks. We have... Oh my lord, 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
They just pushed all of EVL to that truck side of truck side of blast, and they just got onto the point. Great play. I don't know if it was a great play by TSU or just a horrible play by EVL, but TSU does cap the point with 5 EVL players alive as we head into potentially the last minute of the game here.
Well, Kurt, it seems like if EVL are defending their last, they're just not able to do it. This is the story. We have right off the bat, right here, Showstopper going down.
Someone
we
is
have
in
Assassin
behind.
down as well.
Is that great behind on to Nursey? That's one shot. It doesn't take down Nursey.
It's an all-out mid kind of for both sides here. It's 3v3. Nursey and Janik both still up. Sizer's trying to just kind of walk across here. Both teams, though, trying to be equally aggressive.
It's the
EVL, though, they
3v3
can't let this go.
NG battle on mid here.
Well, Nick's got Uber, or Nursey about to get hers. She'll just barely get it, and she may have to pop here. She's about to lose Assassin.
Yeah, this is a little bit of an awkward Uber. They're going to need to force Ninja Nick here, or they're not going to be able to even have any... Yeah, they're going to have to get out. They got it. They're getting out. So great play from TSU.
Yeah, we're looking at 6 minutes left here to go. It is 4-3, and so certainly if TSU could take a round here, they could force Golden Cap or overtime.
And they very well might do this if they can get Nursey here with their Uber.
Yeah, well, we have a huge advantage.
Botmode's posturing
60%.
up to jump the point here. Nope, he's backing off, but they really want to force Ninja Nick before they get to the last point here, because they are going to have Uber advantage, which they do.
Well, Slemnish is out on heavy, which is different. They've been playing him on sniper. Here comes TSU. They're going to come right in. It's worked great so far. Slemnish targeted right off the bat goes down. Duwada blasting away aim here a little bit, working on both soldiers. We have half the point cap. Going to try to get Nursey here with some kills.
Oh my
Doesn't
god,
do it.
Assassin is doing so much damage as he connects with another pipe. And Ninja Nick is trying to get out here, but there's no way as Eric takes him out. Great defense coming from EVL, and Assassin's positioning on that last point was fantastic. Just sitting back and spamming the crap out of TSU and just denying their
language.
push.
Please
I'm sorry.
relax. No pun intended, but that was kind of the nick of time there for EVL to figure out a last defense, as it's kind of a crucial point in the match here now. The past few times they've watched TSU just stomp right over them, but they've I guess they've maybe found a formula now that works. They're going to try to at least hold on to this segment.
Yeah, this is where, oh my god, Botmode's on Putis heavy. But this is where EVL has been comfortable in the past throughout this entire game. Every time the game stalemates, they always have been coming out on top. It's up to TSU here to come out on top in a stalemated situation like this, but they're pushing without Uber.
Oof. Aim goes down. He was getting pinched a little bit by Grape on the right side. Botmode on that heavy is going to try to lock down that saw, and that'll prevent TSU
They were not
from moving
expecting
anymore.
that heavy. He was just doing so much damage from so far away.
Well, here we go.
EVL is just pushing into mid
Look at
here.
this. Slemnish right in. Assassin's jumping. He's looking to get something out of Grape or Ninja Nick. They're going to escape unharmed. You know, offensive heavy, Kurt, we might see it a little bit more with matchmaking on the horizon.
It's not bad.
If
If you want to slow the game down a bit, heavy is fine. But you need to be playing near your medic.
Speaking of off-classers, Show, aka the Big Show, is now on Cloak and Dagger Spy, chilling. And this is important. It might seem silly, but he's giving his team very valuable information about who is where and what the setup is on the other side.
I imagine TSU might send someone in to distract, or is he just going in without any help whatsoever?
I don't know if they're aware of it. Here he comes. Showstopper wants Nursey. Wants it.
And there he is.
That's a huge drop, and Showstopper did his job there. He'll get taken down. Very interesting play, and it works out perfectly for Showstopper. Slemnish is in now. He's going to try to follow up. Uber popped off by Ninja Nick, and oh boy. But is this...
Botmode's behind them as heavy.
Taken down. Is this all they need? Let's see what
Assassin is
TSU
on
follow
the
up
mat
on
as
this.
Nick does a nice surf, but it looks like he's going to be taken out here in yard. If Eric can't take him down here, this could be really bad for EVL, and he was not able to. Is Ninja Nick going to stay alive here? It looks like it.
Well, Alec, some of the scouts were trying to scatter and pick something up. It's only Slemnish and Nursey up. 2 minutes, 55 seconds. That's all we have left in this match. It is 4-3. Still in favor of EVL Gaming, who have not won a round in quite a while. The Ubers are about even. You can see they're about 10% difference. Assassin's still getting back up. He's going to walk back. But TSU want to take this second point. Are we going to see them fight this second? Probably not here, EVL.
Yeah, Botmode's in behind fighting Grape, but Showstopper cuts him off and takes him out. Very nice play from Showstopper. If they really want to slow this game down a little bit, they could come in, but they also could send Grape in for a sack without any punishment. But they only have 2 minutes left in this game. I just noticed that. They're in on the left here with their Uber.
Showstopper eats a ton of damage. Alec is first in. There's nothing up in the way of defense, nothing strange. They're going to get a sniper up, looks like. Assassin trying to lock down that point. The Uber is in. It's Showstopper trying to flush this team into their right spawn door. Aim gets up top, and now these EVL soldiers going to jump and see what they can do.
Someone is still in behind, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come in on Nursey. If possible, gets taken down there, though. I don't know if TSU want to try to re-push this, Kurt.
Yeah, they have enough time for one more Uber. That looked pretty good for TSU, as they were able to walk almost all the way to the point without having to pop their Uber. But great positioning coming from EVL. having a very strong Uber themselves. And Assassin did a great job sticking off Ninja Nick's exit there.
Slemnish going to try to rush his level 2 up if he can do it. We have 1:25 seconds in this second half. It is kind of all or nothing. They'll certainly have time here, TSU, to get at least one more good push here. We'll see what the plan is as they're trying to posture around.
They're
Grape
sending
is coming
someone in already.
bomb. Trying to get something there. Well, Alec goes down there. Grape,
They did spot out the
jumping
sentry
around,
gun,
doing his
but
thing.
they are cutting it close with those sacks.
Yep.
If this fight lasts a long time, they could very well just run out of time as they wait for Alex and Grape to... Oh, Grape actually didn't die there. They're waiting for Alec
he just kind of
to
did
come
the
back.
tour of last.
Yeah.
He kind of jumped around and, well, he scouted it out. That's a valid strat. We see it quite a bit. We have Eric up on Spy. He was just checking, looked like, to see if there was any crits or anything happening.
Yep.
Bob Mode now trying to pick out Sizer, who's kind of almost puck committed here. 37 seconds left. The push is going to come very soon. Like you said, Kurt, if this fight lasts long, it could be it. Early pop here. They want to take this gun down right away. They do. They're going to try. I feel these scouts want to get on this point. Real great defense
great
here.
air shot
Wow,
going on to Showstopper, but he does get taken down. Oh
Ninja
my god,
Nick and
EVL has
Showstopper
great
both
positioning
down.
here.
20 seconds left here. Grape is in. He's taken down.
Dewatna's
Alex
in.
sneaks on to point.
No way, is Dewatna going to clutch this?
Dewatna's trying to get
Oh
some
my
pipes
God.
out. There's no point presence at all. It's a full wipe. That's it. That's game over.
Holy mackerel. EVL pulls out the victory against TSU. I didn't think this was possible. It looked like they were shutting down there for a bit in the second half when TSU was steamrolling them, but they kept their composure and they won. I can't believe they won. Like, is this EVL team for real? Like, they beat the team that came in second place in ESEA-Invite last season.
Well, Kurt, they look pretty real to me as EVL with a very convincing 4-3, which I'll point out is close to what I predicted, a 4-2, but who's counting? No, I mean, I agree. This is the kind of TF2 you expect to see in playoffs, isn't it? Not with the second game.
It was just
of the
really
season.
smart play by EVL. Like, you know, it's a sign of good teamwork and just great team play if your team is winning every single stalemate situation.
Well, how about the poise? I mean, this is a strong team. They did not look like, this is their second, season in Invite, and they have half of a new roster. I mean, I think EVL came out with something to prove tonight, and
they proved it.
Man,
They're 2-0. They're undefeated.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, in the second half especially, they kind of struggled. Be interesting to kind of hear from some of these EVL players what they think and how they kind of felt in the second half. But man, oh man, in the end, it is EVL pulling it off. I'm having a look at the stats here. Dewatna had a monster of a game. He stands out to me with almost 300 damage per minute. Wow.
There's an interesting fact that I noticed for this EVL team, which kind of might show that they just play well as a team. In both their games this season, they were outdamaged by their opponent, but they won both games. Yeah. And that just means that they are just... their damage is doing something. They're being proactive with their damage and their frags, which is a sign of great teamwork and a great team.
And interesting, too, because there was a lot of off-classing and sniper headshots and stuff when we watched them 2 days ago, but not much of that now. It was just kind of smart DM, good teamwork and positioning and, all that stuff your coach tells you all about in the locker room, So, EVL, they improved to 2-0, and I guess at least for the time being, are the team to beat in Invite. Who'd have thunk it?
And yeah, I'm looking at the stat line, and it looks like Eric and Slumnish went ham, getting
Tell us about
33 and 29 frags respectively, and that is fantastic for a scout duo on a map like Snakewater, especially on a map that's on a game that's rather stalemate. They still managed to put up some pretty hefty frags. Those are pretty much the only standout statistics. I guess EVL's damage across the board is relatively similar. Everybody doing their part as far as the damage department goes. When it comes to TSU, Showstopper just dealing a lot of damage as well as Dewatna, but Alec and Sizer kind of low on the damage and getting out fragged by the enemy scouts. So great play from the EVL team as well, especially their scouts this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about, I kind of made, we were caught in the action there. I didn't really have time to, elaborate on it, but how about that backstab right at the end there by Showstopper? And, we're talking about matchmaking is coming, and we're looking at a possible mode in the game where there won't really be any bans on unlocks, and people will be playing competitively like that. We might get used to maybe some people trying more of these offensive heavy plays, or to see more and more spy plays. It was almost the Cinderella ending there. Imagine if that had worked, and Team SoloUber had won based on just one backstab.
Even
Almost
beyond to pull off of your matchmaking comment, even beyond just unlocking the weapons, before that, because this season's it's going to have the bans. Next season might be a completely different story with matchmaking introduced, but with matchmaking introduced in the middle of the season might allow players to play a lot more games, which will allow them to try interesting strategies within matchmaking, such as heavy plays, without having to take a big risk in a match or just screwing around in a scrim with it. With like heavy plays, pyro plays, spy plays, like NG plays, offensive NG plays, like we might see this in the future with matchmaking coming along. But for now, EVL is your #1 team in ESEA-Invite right now, taking down TSU.
Absolutely, and it's always good when we see people trying new stuff. I mean, look at the winger now. That's probably the latest example of an unlock that people tried out and said, you know what, this is really good, and now basically everybody using it. I think, Kurt, we'll probably let these kind people go, but we're real happy, guys, that you decided to join us here on Team Fortress TV this evening for this cast. It was a hell of a match. If we've got a bunch more like this, we've got a hell of a season, eh, Kurt?
Yeah, that was great. I don't know if I want to make a prediction for another game here, because that was a very, very good, very just smart match from EVL. It's just very impressive to watch them just make pretty much every smart move they possibly could make off of a stalemate situation, which does happen on a lot of these maps in the rotation currently.
Anything else, Kurt?
That's it. I'm shocked. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Feels like we say it every season, but it's really true every season. It's fantastic. Well, at any rate, like we say, thank you again for joining us. Let's give some love to our production guru in the on the ones and twos. That's Mathsad. Give him some love in chat, please. He was the one that helped us bring this to you guys tonight. My name is Getawhale. His name is Truktruk. The next cast on teamfortress.tv, it's coming up Sunday, and you can find information about that. I believe it's a doubleheader, in fact. You can find information at teamfortress.tv. Follow us on YouTube for highlights and VODs, and that's about it. Thank you for seeing this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.